Helen Keller, The Story of My Life. Dive into the inspiring world of Helen Keller, a courageous woman who defied all odds and overcame incredible adversity. In The Story of My Life, you'll witness her extraordinary journey as she learns to communicate, despite losing both her sight and hearing at a young age. Understand the immense impact of her dedicated teacher and Sullivan, who unlocks the power of language for Helen and opens the door to a lifetime of growth and achievement. Witness the challenges, triumphs, and life-changing experiences that shaped Helen Keller's character, and be inspired by her unyielding spirit and passion for learning.
Helen Keller's early life. Helen Keller, born in Alabama, lost her sight and hearing due to a fever at 19 months old. Despite this, she learned to communicate through basic signals and the help of her mother. Growing up was not easy for Keller, and she often erupted in fits of rage. Realizing she needed to be educated, her parents struggled to find someone qualified to teach a young blind and deaf girl. Eventually, a teacher did come along who changed her life forever. Helen Keller's triumph. Helen Keller's life is forever changed when she meets a remarkable teacher who teaches her the power of language and opens up the world of abstract concepts. After meeting Dr. Alexander Graham Bell in Washington, Helen Keller and her parents were directed to the Perkins Institution in Boston, where they met Mr. Anagnos, the director of the school. Anagnos was tasked with the job of finding a teacher who would meet Helen's unique needs, and that teacher turned out to be Sullivan. Sullivan began teaching Helen not just words but the entire concept of language through a method called the manual alphabet. Sullivan used the method to teach Helen her first word, doll, and continue expanding her vocabulary. Once Keller realized that everything had a name, she became eager to learn them all. But Sullivan didn't stop there. She also taught Keller about abstract concepts like love using analogies that Helen could feel and understand, even though she couldn't see or touch them. She compared love to rain from clouds that touches our skin and the dry ground during a hot summer, explaining that without love, we wouldn't feel joy or playfulness. Thanks to Sullivan's remarkable teaching, Helen Keller learned to communicate effectively and was freed from the frustration of not being able to communicate. Her world opened up in ways she never thought possible, and she went on to achieve much in her life. Keller's triumph over adversities. Keller's inspiring journey of overcoming plagiarism accusations, fears, and physical challenges to become a beacon of hope for the deaf and blind. Helen Keller's journey was not always easy, but she had many supportive friendships and valuable first experiences in her childhood and adolescence. However, there were also instances of darkness. At 12, she was accused of unintentional plagiarism, and this experience saddened her and made her fearful of writing. But with time, she learned to overcome that fear and found her voice through interactions with the world. Her determination to speak despite being deaf and blind led her to touch her face and feel the shape of her mouth and tongue while replicating sounds demonstrated by her teacher Sarah Fuller. Through this process, Keller connected with others and expressed herself, thus finding profound liberation. She refused to let her physical challenges deter her enthusiasm and joy of life. Even though some people doubted her ability to appreciate intangible things like love and goodness, Keller reiterated that she could. In summary, Keller's journey from being accused of plagiarism, overcoming her fears, and challenges to finding her voice and calling in life is truly inspiring and a beacon of hope for anyone facing adversities. Keller's triumphs. Helen Keller's college journey was no easy feat as she had to overcome numerous challenges, particularly due to her disabilities. With no special assistance during her prep school years, Keller put to use her learning method taught by Miss Sullivan. During her final school year, her illness caused her to miss her exams with her class, but her mother disagreed with the school principal and gave her a special tutor instead. Despite being unfamiliar with the algebraic symbols used in the Braille used during her final exam, she passed with flying colors. German and English literature were her favorite subjects in college, where she showed proficiency in French and Greek as well. Reading was an escape for Keller, as she found pleasure and meaning in overcoming the many challenges she faced.
Helen Keller's life story serves as a powerful testament to the human spirit's ability to overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. Through her strong will, Helen not only learned to communicate but went on to become an influential author, college graduate, and advocate for the disabled. Her unwavering enthusiasm, curiosity, and dedication to learning enabled her to appreciate the beauty of the world despite her disabilities. Embark on a journey through The Story of My Life and discover the remarkable resilience of Helen Keller, a woman who refused to be defined by her limitations and embraced the power of education and the importance of language in forging meaningful connections.